Hey everyone, I hope you had a fantastic week last week and ready to kick off another good week. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a few minutes and I just want to talk about making sure that you filled out your checklist from last week. Make sure you did that self-evaluation for the nighttime. And then we're going to talk about Facebook again, because we started talking about Facebook last week. And I gave you some principles that I thought were some sort of general ideas about what works in Facebook, what doesn't work in Facebook. And so this week, as promised, I invited on Justin, who is my go-to Facebook guy. So he's as smart a guy as I know, and I just want to chat with you guys about Facebook, talk to you about how Facebook works, and obviously you know that below the video you can ask any questions and I can get those over to Justin and then get you the answers back if we don't cover something today. But realistically, all I want to do is just keep expanding and talking about what we did last week, which was sort of some of the things that Facebook does, how it actually works, because there's so much information out there about Facebook and what works and what doesn't work and how to post and when to post and who to post and what to post and all this crazy information. And I know that you guys are getting bombarded with, oh, here's my opinion on Facebook and here's my opinion on Facebook. And so I think what I wanted to do was just get somebody who I consider to be an expert on all of it, who's actually, does it for a living. And then, so Justin does it for a living. He has his own company called Green Forest Marketing, and they do other stuff too, like some website development, SEO, things like that. But he's my trusted source on Facebook. So even when I have questions for my own personal Facebook stuff, I'll usually run it by Justin just to make sure I'm on the right track. And the thing about it is, like I talked to you guys about, is that nobody's saying that you have to use your Facebook only for business. But if you are going to use it for business, if it is going to be a tool, then we want to make sure that you're not damaging the potential that you have to use it as a tool for Facebook. So we're sitting on a patio in case there's some crazy stuff going on around us. So first off, Justin, let's talk about, I know one of the questions I got yesterday was, what's the difference between using my Facebook page, like mine is MJ Cordova, or my business page, which is Map to Sales? So in the case of a realtor, what's the difference if they use their personal page or if they had MJ Cordova Realtor business page?
Gotcha. So the main difference is you want to keep your private stuff private. So like your personal life, so like you going out, and like family events and like maybe even like family drama or any kind of post, like you taking a picture of your food, stuff like that. You want to keep that on your personal Facebook, and like all the business stuff. And I know MJ, you've talked a little bit about this in previous videos before, where you want to have like some posts that are scheduled as like motivational. I know that you take pictures every Sunday of you at church. Like you want to build your brand, and so every week, every day of the week, you want to have a scheduled like rhythm of what you're posting and keep it consistent. So like keep it posting around the same time of the day. Keep a general theme to your posts for each week of the day. So whether if you're going to the gym, you want to post some personal stuff, and then for like people who are realtors, they want to post like their open houses that are coming up. Maybe you want to post that on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and basically, yeah, that's the main difference. Yeah.
Is there an advantage interaction-wise or traffic-wise on using one over the other? If I'm comfortable using my MJ Cordova page, is there an advantage to doing that, or is there an advantage to using a business page? Does it matter?
Yeah. Well, and actually I want to just go back and say one last thing about the business page and your personal page is one has a format and the other one, the personal page, you just post whenever. But yeah, so for your question again, just repeat it one more time.
Just like me, I use MJ Cordova more than I use my business page.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't want to have to post multiple times. So, but traffic-wise, is there any advantage? Do more people see one than the other? Is there any difference?
You know, there's actually there is a way to get more exposure on your business page, but rather than your personal page, you can get a lot more exposure on your business page than you can a personal page.
Okay.
There's ways to do that, and not a lot of people know the ways. But
Do you?
Well, one of the ways is actually you can boost your posts.
Okay.
But with a business page, you can have an unlimited amount of people liking your page. As to where, like, your personal page, you're maxed out at 5,000 people. So, yeah.
Okay. What do you think the biggest mistake, if you can take one mistake and erase it, the biggest mistake people are making on using Facebook as a business tool?
Okay. My number one is always do not boost your Facebook posts. And why do I say that? Because you're basically paying Facebook to, share more of your content on Facebook with people who already follow your page. And why I say don't do that is because it's not the best use of your money. If you were to do a Facebook ad to get new people to like your page and get more exposure, outside of people who like your business page, that's the better way to do it, in my opinion, and what I've seen.
So you work across many industries. Do you think that Facebook ads are effective for real estate industry?
Absolutely. Okay. And there are rules behind, especially people in the mortgage industry. There are rules behind like what you can, and Facebook's actually taken away some targeting, but you can do Facebook.
That was relatively recent, right?
Yeah,
like
that
last
was
week
like,
or two.
it was around September, October.
Oh, that's a ways then.
Yeah.
We just didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so there's that, but you it's still definitely worth it to advertise yourself as a realtor on Facebook.
Okay, cool. And then if you could, so we've said the biggest mistake. If you could give them one tip that would be the most impactful tip on how to use Facebook and see some sort of result, whether it's in more likes or more engagement or more new people accepting friend requests or follows or whatever, what would you be your one big magic wand tip that you would give people?
Gotcha. Boy, that's a good one. I would say you got to form an alliance with people. So if you're a realtor, form an alliance with a mortgage broker and bounce people off of their page to yours and your page to them, and find like people who are contractors who you would want to partner with, because those contractors who have clients might be looking for a house in the next 3 to 5 years. Yeah, those contractors would definitely appreciate.
So just work on referral partners and
yeah, definitely.
And then, so once I have a referral partner set up, what would that look like? I'm a real estate agent. You're a mortgage guy. How do we take advantage? Do I share your posts, or how do we help each other on specifically on the Facebook end of it?
Yeah, so you would want to share your posts. You would want to at least on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, maybe like go like Facebook Live with them, or if you can't do that, because I know that is can be time intensive, I would say sharing their posts and giving them recommendations. Write a review on their page and let people know why they're awesome, and just share them in Facebook groups whenever people are looking for recommendations. Tag them,
And by the way, on a side note, we'll go down that because we don't really have a structure, so we just go down rabbit holes all the time. What I would tell you guys is the Facebook reviews is way underutilized, way underutilized. And in the same token, having customer testimonials is underutilized. Like I have tons of realtors and mortgage people and title reps on my page because of the nature of what I do. And again, I think I told you guys, my Facebook is not to share pictures of puppies. Like mine is strictly, even my personal page is strictly to help me grow my business and help me to help you grow your business. And what I'll tell you is I would love to see much more of you just getting a camera out like this with someone who you've just had at a closing, or someone who you just delivered keys to, and instead of posting those pictures of, you know, hey, here's, have them record a 1-minute video and post that video. Because me handing him keys is one thing, but having him on my feed saying, hey, this was the best experience, you know, I'm so glad that MJ helped me get into my first home. I'm so glad that MJ helped us find our dream home, you know, in the right community so our kids can go to a better school. That's what you're looking for. And the overall message that I keep telling you guys that I think is a little bit of the disconnect between social media experts sometimes and what I do is that I'm bridging that gap a little bit on making everything about a sale and making everything about creating some sort of positive emotion for people that are on your page. And like I said, it's one thing to show a picture of you handing off keys or you at the closing table and people smiling. It's a whole nother thing to have a 1-minute video of them or a live, right? You guys are going through Facebook Lives and you're showing pretty tile on the floor at some house you don't even know the owner of. But you should be going live right after that closing with Justin and saying, hey Justin, you know, I'm so happy, I'm blessed that you allowed me to help you through this big decision, you know, and then have Justin say, oh yeah, you know, I really want to thank you, this was such a great experience, because that's really what you're looking for. That's building your brand, that's building your credibility. And so, you know, from all the tips and tricks that we hear from social media experts and people who do it for a living, and they talk about boosting and they talk about, you know, what to do and when to do it, times to post and how to gain engagement, don't forget that the purpose behind all of this is to either give you credibility or create some sort of call to action that people are going to reach out to you and say, yes, I would love for you to be my realtor. Yes, I would love for you to be my loan officer. And we do that through understanding that every time we post, we have to understand what are we trying to do by that post. When I post something, I am looking for something. I'm looking for, okay, sometimes I just want people to see my name, and that's okay. So I might post a funny meme because I know that, you know, people will stop and they'll giggle and they'll share it. Sometimes I want people to see me as an expert, in which case I'll give some business information and then there will be a call to action. If you're interested in growing your business, shoot me a private message. But I always have a reason that I'm posting. And I guess that would be, you know, if I were to give you my magic wand for the day, my magic wand would be, before you post, just take a minute or two and think to yourself, what am I trying to accomplish by this post, right? Which is why everybody, it's a little bit of a joke on this side of the industry when people post their food, right? I'm at Raw, here's my silly roll. Because it's really not going to do anything. There's no reason to do it other than, you know, hey, I hope somebody else likes Raw and they hit like, or, you know. But the real challenge in all of this is just taking a few moments before you post and saying, what am I expecting out of this? What outcome am I looking for? Do I want recognition? Do I want to stay top of mind? And that's okay, that's fine. Do I want to create emotion? Do I want to create some action? And once we do that, then we start to be more intentional about what we post. I think you're going to see that your engagement goes up, and it's not just engagement, but it's engagement by the right type of person, which is going to transition to my next pet peeve that I've talked about 100 times, and I'm going to have an official Facebook expert tell you now the same thing. Justin, what I run into a lot with my clients is like a significant portion of their Facebook friends or their page follows are people in the same industry who are never going to buy a home from them or never use them for a home loan. And so I'd like you to just talk a little bit about how Facebook works when I post something, who sees it, how often people see it, how that whole engagement works so they understand that they're actually damaging their ability to reach the people they need to by having all of these other people clogging up their Facebook space. So let's say I have 1,000 friends and half of them are in that industry. Talk to me about, I post you know, a really cool video of a puppy and talk about how, you know, I'm the specialist at selling houses to people with puppies. And so I hit post tell me about, out of those 1,000 people, tell me about what that looks like on the analytics end. How many people see it? Who sees it?
Yeah.
How Facebook determines who sees it?
So a little bit about that is Facebook's going to take a chunk of your friends, and that chunk is going to be the people who are already engaging with your stuff. So people who already like, comment, or share your posts. Facebook is going to take a percentage of that chunk of friends, and if most of those people are realtors, it's not going to really do you or your business page any good at all. And you know, when it comes time, like you're going to post a video about an open house or some special financing deal that just opened up, and you want to share it with people, you're going to share it with pretty much all your competition.
Okay. And what, for instance, if I have 1,000 people, just on a normal post, if I have 1,000 people, 1,000 friends, how many of those 1,000 friends see a regular post when I hit publish?
Gosh.
Just in general.
Yeah, I mean, in general, probably like maybe like 1 out of every 10 people will see that post that you're posting.
Okay.
You know.
So out of 1,000, that would be 10 people.
No,
100 people.
About 100 people.
So about 10%-ish.
Yeah,
give or take.
Well, and then probably out of that 10%, maybe another 10%, so roughly about 10 people will like that post.
So about 1% of the total,
Give
of your
or
total
take.
friends.
Give or take.
Okay.
We'll engage.
And is there, as the engagement comes up, does Facebook continue to send that out to people so that percentage goes up, or is it pretty much, that's just pretty much it when you post?
No.
How does that work when you get people to engage?
Facebook posts definitely have a lifespan, and depending on how much liftoff it gets in the beginning, the longer it determines how long that post will live.
Okay. Because I think that's one of the common misperceptions is people don't understand that when you post something, all 1,000 of your friends don't see that. A very, very small percentage actually sees it. So that's why it's so important that we're intentional about what we post and even who our friends are, who follows our page, because if we're going to use it as a business tool, we really need the people that are potential clients to be the ones that have access to that.
Yeah.
As opposed to people who may like all of our stuff but will never do business with us.
Right, and that 1 out of every 10 people, out of that, say 100 out of every 1,000, why I say that about 10% of those is because most of those people are just scrolling through, and there's about a 1 in 10 chance that out of those 100 people out of the 1,000 will like or comment or share.
Okay.
You know.
Do you have any, we'll kind of wrap it up here in the next couple of minutes. Do you have any advice about how to make a post more attractive? Like, you know, sometimes there's the colorful backgrounds, sometimes, you know, there's a picture, sometimes there's a short video, sometimes there's links. Is there one thing, if I really needed to get some engagement up once a week or so, is there any one thing that you think I should focus on or not focus on as far as, hey, this is a really important post, how do I make sure that this is people aren't just going to scroll by it?
Right. And I want to emphasize, because you said at least once a week, right? You don't want to do this with every single post, but a couple of ways you can bring more engagement to your post is you really got to post from the heart. So like what you're really passionate about. But another something else to pile on top of that is to ask an engaging question or something that's controversial.
Okay.
You know, that's definitely a way to increase your engagement.
So kind of questions are a good way to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. I think this was great information, so I want to thank Justin for helping us out. It was awesome that he agreed to come on and give us some expert tips about how to actually do this, because we all have our opinions and we've all heard somebody's brother-in-law's neighbor say that you should do something or not do something. So it was awesome to have somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Justin, I know I also have a few people who just say, you know, I know I need to do Facebook. Either A, I don't know how and I don't want to know how, or B, I just have no interest in doing it. Do you have any advice for them, or is there anything you have that might be a tool that you know, somebody like you could just do that for them, or is there anything out there like that?
Yeah, so I do offer my services as like a social media marketing specialist, where, you know, I create the post for you and post for you on your behalf, and you know, do like the social media or the Facebook ads.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do that for my business, and that generally can cost anywhere, you know, from around, we'll say at the very, very minimum, probably like, we'll say $300 per month,
okay.
I would say. And at the very max, you know, just depending on how much engagement and stuff you want to do, max probably around like $1,000 a month.
Okay.
You know, but what I'm offering for MJ's audience here, because I see that you guys, you know, if you've stuck around for the past 20 minutes with all of this information, you deserve to get this offer. And so what I have for you is what I have for you is I've created a year's worth of posts that I will send to you, and I can send it to you in a variety of ways. Probably email would be the best way. Okay. And a year's worth of supply of Facebook posts that have a theme to it, that every at least 4 times a week you would want to post, so at least you'll have 4 posts per week coming in, and then you could schedule it, or for an additional fee. I mean, I could schedule it too. So a year's worth of supply of Facebook posts that I'll craft and create for you and send to you on a weekly basis, so that you know exactly what to send, taking out all the guesswork for you and saving you at least a good $3,000 to $5,000 or $3,000 to $10,000 in social media marketing fees that you would either pay me or, you know, some other social media marketing, which, you know, is great. But for people who can't afford that, I'm offering this special value to you for $300 one-time fee, and so that includes a year's worth of social media marketing posts handcrafted for you. Includes the content, what you would just copy and paste with the image, and all that will be crafted for you.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You charge $300 a month to do basically what you're going to email me, and all I have to do is cut and paste it. And you're going to tell me,
correct,
it's already created, all I have to do is cut and paste, and then you're going to tell me what day to cut and paste it, what time of day, or does any of that matter?
It matters a little bit.
But basically you're going to say, here's Monday, cut and paste this, and then Monday all I do is go to my email, cut and paste it, post.
Right.
And it's $300 one time,
yeah,
for the whole year.
Just a one time for the whole year.
Okay, that's a fantastic deal. I'm going to do it. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around for 25 minutes. This was gold right here. This was probably our best video of the year. I'm going to post Justin's contact info in the comments below, but I think you guys would be insane to not take advantage of this social media thing, because number one, it's done by an expert, so he knows what works. Number two, if you are like me and everybody else, what's going to happen is you're going to want to post on Facebook, and it's going to take you 15 minutes to find the right meme, or find a link to some expert information that you like, and then you're going to scroll through a bunch of nonsense, and you're going to spend 2 hours doing what it should have taken you about 35 seconds to cut and paste. Hey, FedEx.
Yep, advertisement.
And so I think this is an efficiency tool on top of being a great tool and having somebody who knows how Facebook works. For $300, you guys would be absolutely crazy. That's 10% of one deal for you guys. And if you're posting correctly on Facebook, you're going to get multiple deals out of this. So you guys have a rockin' week. Don't forget to really take some time tonight and figure out what your plan for the week is, what your 3 critical activities are. get them done, crush it this week.
Well,
Thanks.
wait, I'm sure they want to know how
Yes.
to get the offer, right?
How do they get the offer?
Yeah. So, yeah. So to get the offer, you want to text 602-403-9903, and you just want to text your name and that you just saw this video on the webinar, and I will send you the link to
Perfect.
make the purchase.
And I'll put that in the comments too, guys. So you're gonna have it here. I'll put it in the comments below the video too. But text Justin. You guys would be insane to not do this. Like, I'm actually gonna have him do something for me because I didn't know it was that inexpensive, or I would have done it a long time ago. So rock out this week. We're gonna kill it, and I'll see you guys on your morning video tomorrow morning.